Pavement underneath muddy shoes, faded billboards drowning in the fumes, backseat full of scattered cigarette ash, broken headphones tangled in my bag. 2 a.m. and nowhere feels alive, traffic signals blinking red outside, cold breath floating through the parking lot, like the night forgot what warmth was called. Rusty elevators grumming in the dark, tiny flames flickering in the park. Every stranger passing by too fast, like they're terrified they'll end up trapped. Street dogs barking somewhere far away, empty bottles rolling through the rain. I keep walking circles through the smoke, trying not to finally lose control. Something inside me's about to break, too much pressure building every day. All these thoughts are crawling through my veins, like a flood I cannot keep contained. Shattered sleeping ringing in my ears, carrying around these hidden fears. If I scream into the storm tonight, will the sky collapse or stay alive? Late bus rattling through the avenue, pale white headlights cutting through the blue. Hands shoved deeply in a freezing coat, trying hard to keep my body cold. Burn marks scattered on the bathroom tile, static noise playing for miles and miles. Flickering signs hanging by a thread, like the final thoughts inside my head. Rain keeps dripping from abandoned roofs, mixing with the dirt on heavy boots. Every alley smells like gasoline, like the city swallowed all my dreams. Sirens rising somewhere near the bridge, sharp wind pushing hard against my ribs, till the darkness pulling me ahead, like it knows exactly what I dread. Something inside me's about to break, too much pressure building every day. All these thoughts are crawling through my veins, like a flood I cannot keep contained. Shattered sleeping ringing in my ears, carrying around these hidden fears. If I scream into the storm tonight, will the sky collapse or stay alive? Dead phone glowing faintly in my hand, raindrops soaking through my leather pants. Every passing second feels too loud, like I'm buried underneath the crowd. Maybe all this anger never ends, maybe people only just pretend. Still I keep on drifting through the night, searching for a reason not to fight. Something inside me already cried, knowing how to never take it back. Heavy skies hanging above my bones, turning every crowded place to stone. No more running from the noise inside, no more trying just to seem alright. If the darkness finally takes my mind, maybe then I'll leave this pain behind.
Cold wind cutting through my hoodie strings, street lights flicker like broken memories. Phone screen glowing with unanswered calls, heavy breath echoing off concrete walls. Ashes falling from a rooftop sky, city noise fading while the hours die. Running circles through an empty block, heartbeat louder than a ticking clock. Train tracks humming somewhere far away, dirty Converse scraping through the gray. Burnt out stores and scattered liquor stains, midnight dripping slowly through my veins. I keep staring at the clouds above, trying hard to feel a trace of love, but the silence crawling through my room feels leaving no trace, leaving no spark. Black skies hanging over shattered dreams. Nothing's ever quite the way it seems. Voices crash inside my chest again, static dripping through the rain. If I vanish with the morning air, would anybody notice I'm not there? Late night sirens swimming through the mist. Hands still shaking from the things I missed. Dusty jacket soaked in cigarette smell. Got 1,000 thoughts I'll never tell. Broken vending machines buzzing low. Red tail lights bleeding on the road. Old graffiti peeling from the walls. Like the city heard my silent calls. Empty bottles rolling in my feet. Frozen fingers numb from missing sleep. Every shadow stretching down the hall. Feels like something waiting for my fall. I keep walking with my head hung low. Nowhere left inside this town to go. Still the Nike's pulling at my soul. Like it knows I'm losing all control. I just wanna fade into the dark. Leave no trace, leave no spark. Black skies hanging over shattered dreams. Nothing's ever quite the way it seems. Voices crash inside my chest again, static dripping through the rain. If I vanish with the morning air, would anybody notice I'm not there? Cold air rushing through the avenue. All the colors turning into blue. I can hear the distant engine cries, mixing with the storm outside my eyes. No more talking, no more trying hard. Only shadows sleeping in my heart. If tomorrow never comes around, will the world still spin without a sound? I just wanna fade into the dark, burn away the final spark. Black clouds wrapping tightly round my lungs, like a prayer left forever unsung. Voices breaking everything I hide, heavy waves I keep inside. If I disappear before the dawn, would the night just quietly move on? Heartbeat pounding louder than the rain. Cold sweat running slowly down my face. Traffic noises twisting in my skull, like the city wants to watch me fall. Shaking hands stuffed deep inside my jeans. Streetlights blurring to distort the streams. Every passing stranger feels too close, like they already know I'm losing hope. Crosswalk timers counting down in red, matching every warning in my head. Breathing feels uneven, sharp and thin, like my lungs forgot where to begin. Sirens bouncing off the soaked concrete, thunder crawling underneath my feet. I keep walking faster through the storm, trying not to break apart for real. One more second and I might collapse. Pressure building till the whole thing cracks. Every thought is screaming way too loud, like I'm drowning in a crowded cloud. Dark skies hanging heavy over me, pulling all the air I try to breathe. If I finally lose control tonight, will the city even blink an eye? Bathroom mirror trembling in the haze, bloodshot eyes I barely recognize. Water dripping slow from the sink, while my pulse refuses me to think. Elevator shaking on the rise, metal walls reflecting tired eyes. Every floor feels harder than before, like I'm trapped inside an endless war. Ooh, ooh. Rainwater flooding through the alley drains. Ooh, ooh. Cold wind rushing through the narrow lanes. Ooh, ooh. I can hear my heartbeat through the noise, like a violent engine I destroyed. Phone keeps buzzing somewhere in my code, but I leave the screen untouched and cold. No more energy to fake a smile, no more strength to hold it in a while. Almost second in a mic collapse, pressure building till the whole thing cracks. Every thought is screaming way too loud, like I'm drowning in a crowded cloud. Dark skies hanging heavy over me, pulling all the air I try to breathe. If I finally lose control tonight, will the city even blink an eye? Train tracks humming underneath the dark, tiny sparks flashing in the yard. Every memory spinning out of place, like they're racing circles through my brain. Maybe I've been balancing too long, trying hard to act like nothing's wrong. Still the storm keeps tearing through my chest. Still there's almost nothing left. Seconds left before I come undone, before the static finally overcomes. Every nerve burning like exposed wires, feeding all the panic and the fire. No more calm left underneath my skin, only chaos curling deep within. If I shatter underneath this sky, leave the pieces where they lie. Yeah. Peeling wallpaper hanging from the seams, buzzing air conditioner barely breathes. Dim gold lamp flickers by the bed, casting crooked shadows overhead. Thin walls trembling from another room, muted arguments and cheap perfume. Ice machine rattling down the hall, like a warning echoing through it all. Half-burned matches resting in the tray, wrinkled clothes tossed carelessly away. TV glowing static blue and weak, while the ceiling slowly stares at me. Outside rain slides down the motel sign, pink reflections twisting with the night. I keep counting cracks above my head, trying not to hear the things I dread. Wide awake inside this rotten place, watching midnight ride across my face. Every second dripping cold and slow, like the dark refuses me to go. Heavy air crawling through my lungs, every memory left unsaid and undone. If I disappear before the dawn, will this room remember I was gone? Parking lot flooded by the storm outside, headlights passing like exhausted eyes, broken bottles near the rusted fence. Everything feels empty and immense. Cheapo carpet stained the darkest shade, cigarette burns never washed away. Bathroom mirror cracked across the side, splitting my reflection into lines. Vending snacks scattered near the sink, trying hard to give me something to feel, but the numbness settled way too deep, far beyond the reach of losing sleep. Sirens drift somewhere beyond the road, mixing with the thunder
inside this rotten place, watching midnight ride across my face. Every second dripping cold and slow, like the dark refuses me to go. Heavy air crawling through my lungs, every memory left unsaid and undone. If I disappear before the dawn, would this room remember I was gone? Old elevator moans behind the wall, rain keeps hammering against it all. Every shadow stretching through the room feels like something waiting in the gloom. Maybe I got lost too far from home, maybe I was meant to end alone. Still the buzzing sign outside the glass keeps on glowing while the hours pass. Still awake while all the city sleeps, listening to pipes inside the sheets. Every noise sinking into my head, like a song played softly for the dead. No more sparks left underneath my skin, no me. Hollow silence settling in. If tomorrow never finds this place, leave me buried in the motel haze.
Ash falls all softly through the silent streets. Empty towers crumble in the heat. Traffic lights still changing red to green, even though there's nobody to see. Shopping carts drift slowly through the wind. Broken windows whistle from within. Dust covers every parked out car, like the world stopped exactly where they are. Radio towers crackle faint and low, playing voices from so long ago. I keep listening for a sign of life, but the static answers every time. Gray sky hanging over ruined homes. Every road feels endless and alone. I walk carefully through the hollow town, trying not to hear the silence loud. Last human alive beneath the smoke, carrying a heart already broke. Every shadow moving in the haze feels like ghosts from vanished days. Cold wind crawling through the shattered land, nothing left to hold on to by hand. If the world forgot us overnight, why am I still alive? Vending machines glow without a soul, subway tunnels darken out of power. Billboards faded by the acid rain, still repeating advertisements. Empty playgrounds rust beneath the storm. Swing still moving through the air, stand still. Apartment rooms frozen into time, coffee cups left drying by the blinds. I step over newspaper soaked and torn, dates reminding me the world is gone. Every photograph I happen to find looks like evidence of another life. Somewhere far a building starts to fall, echoes crashing through the empty halls, and the silence settles back again, heavier than it has ever been. Last human alive beneath the smoke, carrying a heart already broke. Every shadow moving in the haze feels like ghosts from vanished days. Cold wind crawling through the shattered land, nothing left to hold on to by hand. If the world forgot us overnight, why am I still alive? Moonlight spills across abandoned trains, ocean waves crash against the remains. Every Memory cuts a little deep, like the earth itself forgot to breathe. Maybe this is all that's left for me, walking through the ruins endlessly. Still I search beneath the ruined sky for another pair of living eyes. Last human alive inside the dark, guarding one last fading little spark. Every city buried under dust, every dream reduced to rust. No more voices rising through the air, only endless emptiness everywhere. If tomorrow never comes again, I'll keep wandering till the end.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Blank stare glowing from the bathroom light. Another sleepless, hollow kind of night. Dust hangs frozen in the freezing air, like the room forgot that I was there. Fingers numb, wrapped around a dead phone case, scrolling through the same old empty page. No excitement rushing through my veins, only quiet static in my brain. Kitchen sink dripping without a sound, midnight spreading slowly through the house. Outside traffic fading into gray, like the world is miles and miles away. Even thunder doesn't hit the same, nothing really reaches me these days. Every feeling buried underground, lost somewhere that can't be hunted down. I don't feel a single thing tonight, not the storm or all the flashing lights. Every heartbeat sounds mechanical, like my soul turned invisible. Voices crash, but I just stare ahead, like the living part of me is dead. If I fade into the smoke somehow, would it even matter now? Cold blue glow shining from the TV screen, muted faces acting out their scenes. Half-eaten food sitting by the bed, but the hunger in me already left. Long haul, shadows stretching on the wall. Every second feels unbearable. Heavy air pressing against my lungs, like the dark already finally won. Brain keeps tapping softly on the glass. Hours disappear while nothing lasts. Every memory feels worn and weak, like a language I forgot to speak. Distant sirens floating through the haze, still they never pull me from the stay. I keep drifting deeper into numb, waiting for a feeling that won't come. I don't feel a single thing tonight, not the storm or all the flashing lights. Every heartbeat sounds mechanical, like my soul turned invisible. Voices crash, but I just stare ahead, like the living part of me is dead. If I fade into the smoke somehow, would it even matter now? Street lights flicker through the pouring rain, painting silver lines across my face. Maybe I exhausted every spark, till there's nothing left except the dark. Maybe emptiness became my skin, maybe silence finally settled in. Still I be beneath the heavy skies, with no fire burning in my eyes. I don't feel the cold or hear the cries, only endless black behind my eyes. Every passing second feels unreal, like I forgot the way to feel. No more anger left to drag me down, no more tears left to ever drown. If tomorrow disappears from sight, I'll remain a shadow in the night.
Cheap snacks scattered near the metal bench. Rainwater dripping from the awning edge, while the whole block slowly falls asleep. Cold fingers wrapped around the paper cup, heartbeat dragging like a broken truck. Blurred red signs glowing through the fog. Everything around me feels dissolved. Plastic bags dance across the parking lot. Street cats hiding near abandoned shops. Smoke curls upward through the freezing air, like it's trying hard to disappear. Head spinning underneath the midnight sky. Passing headlights smear before my eyes. Every sound stretches strangely thin, like the world is melting at the rim. Sitting outside this lonely store tonight, trying not to fade beneath the lights. Every thought dissolving into haze, like my mind is drifting far away. Heavy clouds hanging over all I know. Cold wind moving painfully slow. If I vanish with the falling rain, would this city even keep my shade? Broken vending machine hums alone. Tiny bugs circle near the glowing bowls. Late night workers smoking by the curb, speaking words I barely even hear. Empty cans rolling near the storm drain. Dirty puddles swallowing the rain. All the colors bleeding into gray, till I can't remember yesterday. Hands still shaking deep inside my sleep, breathing hard against the frozen breeze, trying hard to hold on to my head, while the silence whispers something dead. Far away a siren starts to cry. Blue reflections flicker in my eyes. Still I stay beneath the buzzing light, like I know where else to spend the night. Sitting outside this lonely store tonight, trying not to fade beneath the lights. Every thought dissolving into haze, like my mind is drifting far away. Heavy clouds hanging over all I know. Cold wind moving painfully slow. If I vanish with the falling rain, would this city even keep my shade? Cars keep rushing through the slow downtown. Nobody slows or looks around. Maybe everyone is just like me, half alive and trying not to sing. Plastic roofs trembling in the storm. Nothing here has ever felt like home. Still the darkness wraps around my chest, like it's promising a little rest. Sitting outside till the sky turns pale, listening to distant midnight bells. Every second blurring into smoke, like my body's finally letting go. No more noise left buzzing in my brain, only soft cold water and the rain. If tomorrow never finds my eye, leave me buried underneath these lights.
Bass shakes hard inside the hollow room. Purple bruises fading into blue. Half-lit speakers buzzing near the floor. Still I keep on turning up the noise. Broken pixels flashing on the wall. Liquor stains dripping down the hall. Neighbors yelling somewhere down below, but the music makes it fade to smoke. Wide awake while everybody sleeps. Chaos crawling underneath the beat. Dirty bass echo. Still the silence somehow hurts much more. Turn it louder, let the speakers crack. Drown the thoughts that keep pulling me back. Heavy drums shaking through my veins like a riot trapped inside my brain. I don't wanna sit alone tonight, thinking about every ruined night. If the volume makes my hearing fade, maybe all the pain will do the same. Ashes scattered near the bedroom door, empty cans rolling on the floor. Phone keeps vibrating without a stop, but I let the screen light slowly ride. Dark red numbers glowing from the clock. Another hour turning into loss. Ceiling spinning while the bass drops hit like the room's about to split to bits. Outside, sirens slicing through the storm. Inside, everything already torn. Every chorus feels like distant screams. Every melody cuts through me deep. Eyes burn heavy from the lack of rest. Till I press repeat again and again. Trying hard to lose myself tonight inside all this deafening, distorting light. Turn it louder, let the speakers crack. Drown the thoughts that keep pulling me back. Heavy drums shaking through my veins like a riot trapped inside my brain. I don't wanna sit alone tonight, thinking about every ruined night. If the volume makes my hearing fade, maybe all the pain will do the same. Subway rumble underneath my feet. Cold night air mixing with the beat. Every passing car becomes a blur. Like the world forgot what people were. Maybe noise is all that keeps me sane. Maybe silence only feeds the pain. Still the bass keeps dragging me along like a pulse buried inside a song. Push it louder till the speakers die, till the windows shake and sparks collide. Let the echoes tear apart the dark, till there's nothing left inside my heart. Heavy night swallowing up my mind, leaving every decent thought behind. If the sound consumes me by the dawn, at least I won't feel anything at all.
Cold towers rising through the smoky haze. Subway thunder shaking hollow veins. Silver windows glowing overhead like 1,000 eyes already dead. Crowded sidewalks moving way too fast. Faces blur together as they pass. Nobody can hear the thoughts I hide under all this noise and city light. Rain drips slowly from the traffic signs, mixing with the dirt along the lines. Every corner smells like gasoline, like the whole world burned inside my dreams. Late night buses rolling through the storm, broken souls pretending to stay warm. I keep wandering underneath the gray, trying hard to fade and drift away. Cold city lights above my tired eye, shining down like distant warning signs. Every glow feels empty in the dark, like the world forgot I had a heart. Lonely streets stretching flickering eyes buzzing overhead, painting ghostly colors on the wet. Train tracks humming underneath my feet, like a pulse buried deep beneath the street. Cheap apartments stacked against the clouds, paper thin walls filled with distant sounds. Somebody's crying somewhere down the hall, but nobody ever stops it all. Heavy smoke drifting from rooftop bars, hiding every wound and hidden scar. I keep staring at the passing cars like they know exactly where they are. Meanwhile I'm still circling the blocks, watching time decay on the clocks. Every second dragging through my chest like the night refuses me to rest. Cold city lights above my tired eyes, shining down like distant warning signs. Every glow feels empty in the dark, like the world forgot I had a heart. Lonely streets stretching endlessly, pulling all the life right out of me. If I vanish with the midnight sky, would anybody wonder why? Dark reflections ripple in the rain, every memory returns again. Maybe I was never built to stay, maybe I was born to drift away. Still the skyline towers overhead, like a graveyard glowing painted red, and the silence underneath the sound feels like it could finally drag me down, down, down. Cold city lights burning to my brain, while the storm keeps drowning out my name. Every shadow dancing by my side feels like something I can't outrun tonight. Empty road swallowing my soul, piece by piece until there's nothing whole. If the darkness takes me with the dawn, the city will keep moving on.
Gray clouds hanging over dirty trains, cold air mixing with the smell of rain. Cheap motel glowing beside the road, half the window shattered long ago. Backpack heavy from another night, eyes half open underneath white lights. People talking but it sounds too far, like I'm floating somewhere past the dark. Dusty sneakers scraping so concrete, heartbeat racing to a broken beat. Every billboard screaming empty lies, while the city slowly passes by. I keep wandering through the underpass, watching blurry headlights moving fast, trying not to let the silence win, trying not to sink beneath my skin. Everything feels heavier tonight, like the world keeps crushing down my mind. I don't wanna hear another sound, I just wanna shut the whole thing down. Cold wind rushing through abandoned streets, tired souls pretending they can breathe. If I vanish in the pouring rain, maybe nothing really gonna change. Subway tunnels humming underneath, dark smoke curling from a stranger's lips, old tattoos fading on weary arms. Everybody hiding hidden scars, rainwater dripping from the rooftop rails, rusty fences shaking in the gale. Every traffic light turns into red, matching all the chaos in my head. Long nights stretching deeper into dawn, still awake while everybody's gone. Only static keeping me alive, only noise surviving through the night. Broken ads glowing pale and weak, cracked up voices echo through the street. I keep moving with no place to go, like a shadow nobody would know. Everything feels heavier tonight, like the world keeps crushing down my mind. I don't wanna hear another sound. I just wanna shut the whole thing down. Cold wind rushing through abandoned streets. Tired souls pretending they can't breathe. If I vanish in the pouring rain, maybe nothing really gonna change. Empty station, flooded by the storm. No direction pulling me anymore. Every second dragging like a chain. Every memory soaked in bitter rain. Maybe all this damage stays for good. Maybe nobody ever understood. Still the dark keeps calling out my soul, like it wants to swallow every hope. Everything inside me's burning slow, but I never let the outside know. Every night's crawling through my lungs, like a sad song left forever unsung. No more sparks left hiding in my chest. Only shadows begging me to rest. If tomorrow disappears from sight, I'll keep drifting through the endless night.
Jaw locked tight while the room spins slow. Fake smiles everywhere I go. Fingers twitching underneath the desk, trying hard to bury all the stress. Bright white ceiling, burning tired eyes. Everybody feeding polished lies. Same old questions filling up the air, like they even truly fucking care. Train door slammed somewhere underground. Heavy footsteps dragging through the crowd. All these voices stacking in my brain till they start to sounding all the same. Cold rain dripping from the fire escape. Another long night I could barely take. Breathing smoke into the freezing wind, trying not to let the rays begin. I can feel it building in my chest, like a blackout ripping through my head. One more word and I might lose control. Watch the whole damn city overflow. Too much pressure packed inside my veins. Too much noise driving me insane. If I finally let the anger out, would the world collapse beneath the sound? Street signs glowing through the muddy haze. Sleepless people drifting through the gray. Every face looking half erased, like they disappear without a trace. Phone screen cracking inside my shaking hand. Missed calls piling up again, but I leave them ringing in the dark, like a band of sirens in my heart. Back alley covered up in smoke, heavy thunder rolling down the road. Every second stretching in the fire, fueling every ugly dark desire. Keep walking faster through the storm, trying not to start another war. Still the static buzzing in my skull, makes me wanna burn it fucking off. I can feel it building in my chest, like a blackout ripping through my head. One more word and I might lose control. Watch the whole damn city overflow. Too much pressure packed inside my veins. Too much noise driving me insane. If I finally let the anger out, would the world collapse beneath the sound? Glass reflections flicker as I pass. Rain keeps hammering the shattered glass. Every memory cuts a little deep, like a wound that never truly leaves. Maybe all this fury never fades. Maybe it was carved into my veins. Still I drag this body through the night, with a storm alive behind my eyes. Now the pressure's crawling up my road, like a flood too violent to control. All the silence turning into screams, breaking every part of me unseen. Dark clouds hanging heavy circles in my head. If I disappear before the dawn, maybe all this rage will finally be gone.
Blue light glowing from the monitor. Dark room colder than the night before. Tabs still open, scattered on the screen. Faces talking like a distant dream. Keyboard clicks echo across the desk. Empty wrappers piled beside the mess. Digital clocks flashing 4 a.m. Still I scroll again and again. Outside traffic fades beyond the glass. Days and nights together blurring past. I can't tell what month is supposed to be. Only endless feet surrounding me. Profile picture smiling back too bright. Artificial laughter every night. Meanwhile silence settles in my chest. Like the world forgot that I exist. Lost inside these endless glowing walls. Watching strangers live while my world stalls. Every pixel pulling me away, further from the light of day. Static voices flooding through my head, while my real life slowly plays dead. If I vanish from the outside world, would anybody notice through the blur? Headphones hanging loosely from my neck. Unread messages I still neglect. Group chats buried underneath the spam. People asking where the hell I am. Delivery bags outside the door. Haven't stepped outside in days or more. Dust collecting slowly on the floor. Like time stopped moving in this room. Scrolling through another lifeless stream. Violent clips and fabricated dreams. Everything begins to feel unreal. Like emotions lost the way to feel. Fingertips numb from the constant glow. Eyes burn red but still I won't let go. Something keeps me trapped beneath the light, till the early gray replaces night. Lost inside these endless glowing walls. Watching strangers live while my world stalls. Every pixel pulling me away, further from the light of day. Static voices flooding through my head, while my real life slowly plays dead. If I vanish from the outside world, would anybody notice through the blur? Rain taps softly on the window pane, but I barely recognize the rain. All the seasons changing out of sight, while I drown beneath artificial light. Maybe I forgot how air should feel. Maybe none of this was ever real. Still the screen keeps calling out my eyes, like a void I cannot leave behind. I cannot leave behind. Lost inside this cold electric maze, counting empty, sleepless, endless days. Every click erasing part of me, till there's almost nothing left to see. No more warmth beneath these frozen hands. Only wires I don't understand. If tomorrow loads without my face, the world will buffer on the same.
ceiling glowing through the dark. Heartbeat monitors playing broken parts. Stare out, air crawling through my lungs. Everything smells numb and undone. Rain slides softly down the window pane, blurring all the city lights again. Tall gray buildings fading in the storm, like a place I don't belong anymore. Thin blue blankets twisted at my feet, cold machines repeating hollow beeps. Footsteps echo slowly down the hall, like nobody's really here at all. Paper cups and medicine beside, sleepless hours stretching through the night. I keep staring through the fogged up glass, watching distant headlights quickly pass. Hospital lights burning through my eyes, while the silence slowly eats alive. Every second dragging through my chest, like the dark already knows the rest. Outside the world keeps moving on, cars still rushing toward another dawn. If I fade before the morning breaks with the rain, remember my shape. Nurses whisper somewhere down the floor, rolling metal cars beside the door. Muted TVs flicker ghostly scenes, but none of it feels close to me. Cold reflection shimmer on the tile, everything here feels too clean and wild. Even breathing sounds unnaturally loud, like I'm trapped beneath the heavy cloud. Late night thunder shaking through the frame, blue emergency lights cut the rain. Someone crying softly down the wing, then the silence swallows everything. I trace circles on the fogged glass, trying not to think about the past. Still the storm outside keeps pouring down, like the sky itself might finally drown. Hospital lights burning through my eyes, while the silence slowly eats alive. Every second dragging through my chest, like the dark already knows the rest. Outside the world keeps moving on, cars still rushing toward another dawn. If I fade before the morning breaks with the rain, remember my shape. Vending machines hum beside the stairs, cold night pressing through the waiting chairs. Every shadow stretches long and thin, like the dark is slowly settling in. Maybe time was never really mine, maybe all things disappear with time. Still I watch the storm beyond the glass, while another sleepless hour passes. Pale white lights flicker overhead, mixing with the chaos in my head. Every distant siren passing by feels like something saying goodbye. No more warmth left underneath my skin, only endless summon from within. If tomorrow rises without me, leave my ghost inside the rain streak streets.
Rusty carousel turning way too slow, under shattered bulbs with broken glow. Rainwater flooding through the cracked arcade. Everything feels rotten and decayed. Stuffed bears hanging lifeless from the stars. Paint peeling slowly off the walls. Wind pushes through the empty rides, making hollow metal screams at night. Ticket booths abandoned in the dark, graffiti crawling over faded stars. Every puddle mirrors twisted lights, like a nightmare breathing after midnight. Cotton candy signs barely hanging on. Music boxes playing warped old songs. I keep wandering through the silent park, like I'm trapped inside somebody's scars. Dead carnival dreams inside my head, flickering colors mixed with dread. Every ride spins circles in the storm, like a place where broken souls are born. Cold fog wrapping tightly around my chest. Nothing here was built to let me rest. If I vanish in this ghostly maze, leave me drifting through the haze. Ferris wheel frozen against the sky. Empty seats swinging side to side. Thunder rolls across the crooked tracks, like the whole place might collapse. Mascot costumes soaked beneath the rain. Plastic smiles twisted in strange ways. Every game booth smells like rust and mold, like forgotten stories left too cold. Flashing signs still buzz without a crowd. Faint distorted laughter echoes loud, but there's nobody walking through the gates. Only shadows moving while I wait. I trace circles on a dirty map, trying hard to find a way back. Still, the deeper that I drift inside, the more the darkness feels alive. Dead carnival dreams inside my head, flickering colors mixed with dread. Every ride spins circles in the storm, like a place where broken souls are born. Cold fog wrapping tightly around my chest. Nothing here was built to let me rest. If I vanish in this ghostly maze, leave me drifting through the haze. Old balloons tangled in the wires, tiny sparks flicker near the fire. Every sound bends strangely in the rain, like the park remembers every pain. Maybe I was always meant to stay, lost among the ruins and decay. Still the empty midway calls my eyes, with its faded haunted paradise. Dead carnival dreams swallow me whole. Rotten lights buried in my soul. Every broken ride keeps turning slow, like it never learned to let me go. Dark clouds hanging over every game, everything forgotten, left unnamed. If the dawn ever reaches this place, I'll still be wandering through the maze.
Lock the doors tonight. I don't wanna hear another lie. All these voices make me feel erased, like a ghost still breathing in one place. Messages ignored without a sound. Friends stop asking if I'm still around. TV flicker shadows on the wall, but I barely feel a thing at all. Rainwater sliding slowly down the glass. Hours blur together while they pass. Heavy silence pressing on my skin, like the dark is slowly settling in. Every hallway feels a little strange. Nothing here has looked the same. I keep staring at the ceiling cracks, trying not to let my mind collapse. Cut the wires, lock the doors tonight. I don't wanna hear another lie. All these voices make me feel erased, like a ghost still breathing in one place. City lights dissolve into the storm. Nothing ever across the chair. Smoke still lingering in the stale air. Bathroom mirror covered up in steam. Can't recognize the face looking at me. Down the staircase into empty streets. Cold wind crawling underneath my sleeves. Broken signs of buzzing overhead, matching every thought inside my head. Passing strangers with their lowered eyes. Nobody can tell what's wrong inside. Footsteps echo underneath the rain. Like the night keeps whispering my pain. Somewhere distant engines start to cry, while the clouds erase the final lie. Still I wander through the freezing dark, with a dying fire inside my heart. Cut the wires, lock the doors tonight. I don't wanna hear another lie. All these voices make me feel erased, like a ghost still breathing in one place. City lights dissolve into the storm. Nothing ever feels remotely warm. If I disappear beyond the haze, would they notice after all these days? Empty train seats shaking through the night. Blurred reflections passing by my side. Headphones screaming louder than my thoughts, trying hard to drown out what I lost. Street corner soaked in silver rain. Every memory returns again. Maybe I was never meant to stay. Maybe I was born to drift away. Cut the wires, leave the world behind. There is nothing left for me to find. Cold winds crawling through the avenue. Everything I loved already flew. Dark clouds floating over broken days. Smoke and sorrow wrapped in blurry haze. If the silence finally swallows me, maybe then my mind will finally sleep.
Wet pavement shining under taxi lights. Take a breath mixing with the night. Loose change rattling inside my coat. Can't remember where I lost control. Bass still ringing deep inside my ears. Blurred up laughter slowly disappears. Every street sign melts into the rain. Nothing in my head feels in place. Phone screen cracked with unread calls. Dark reflections stretching down the walls. Footsteps stumbling through the empty blocks. Heartbeat racing faster than the clocks. Cold air burning as I try to breathe. Smoking whiskey clinging to my sleeve. Someone shouts across the avenue, but the words dissolve before they land. Lost after midnight in the storm. Trying hard to remember where I'm from. Every light smears into silver lines, like the city swallowed up my mind. Heavy rain falling through the haze, washing out the edges of my face. If I disappear before the dawn, would anybody know I'm gone? Convenience stores glowing ghostly white. Plastic umbrellas passing by. Puddles ripple underneath my feet, like the whole road's drifting under me. Neon bar signs flicker tie red, matching all the static in my head. Every passing car becomes a blur, Like the world forgot what people were. Hands still shaking from another dream. Trying hard and failing hard to think. Memories cut in and out like waves. Fragments I can never fully save. Back alleys echo with distant cries. Thunder rolling through the blackened sky. Still, I wander deeper through the flood. Like I'm chasing something already gone. Lost after midnight in the storm. Trying hard to remember where I'm from. Every light smears into silver lines. Like the city swallowed up my mind. Heavy rain falling through the haze, washing out the edges of my face. If I disappear before the dawn, would anybody know I'm gone? Subway gates lock cold and still. Empty bottles near the hill. Every second slips between my hands, like broken glass and shifting sand. Maybe I drank too much to feel. Maybe none of this was ever real. Still the darkness wraps around my chest, like it's offering a little rest. Lost after midnight once again, wandering through pouring wind. Every road dissolves beneath the rain, and I can't remember yesterday. Cold skies pressing down on me, till I barely recognize the street. If the sunrise finds me half alive, I'll still be fading with the night. Engine growling underneath the rain. Highway lines dissolving in the gray. Dashboard glowing faintly in the dark, while the city disappears behind. White tires screaming down the empty lanes. Street signs vanish in the storm again. Cold hands gripping tightly at the wheel, trying hard to outrun what I feel. Gas stations flicker ghostly shades of white. Lonely trucks drift past me through the night. Every mile pulls me farther out from the noise and all the crowded doubt. Radio buried under heavy bass, thunder rolling somewhere far away. Windows shaking from the rushing wind, like the world is caving slowly in. Drive faster till the skyline fades, till the road consumes my restless brain. I don't wanna think or slow back down. I just wanna leave this dying town. Black skies hanging over in the streets, empty hearts still racing to the beat. If I disappear beyond the storm, maybe I won't hurt anymore. Rearview mirror catching tired eyes, red brake lights bleeding through the night. Every tunnel swallowing the sound, like the earth itself could drag me down. Old tattoos hidden under sleeves, cigarette burns scattered on the seats. Fast food rappers rolling by my feet, another ruined night I couldn't sleep. Rainwater smearing all the passing signs, making every exit hard to find. Still I keep my foot against the floor, like I got nothing left worth slowing for. Distant sirens echo from behind, but they slowly fade with time and miles. Only engine noise inside my chest, keeping all the chaos half suppressed. Drive faster till the skyline fades, till the road consumes my restless brain. I don't wanna think or slow back down. I just wanna leave this dying town. Black skies hanging over in the streets, empty heart still racing through the beat. If I disappear beyond the storm, maybe I won't hurt anymore. Headlights blur across the soaked divide, cold smoke drifting from the passenger side. Every passing mile feels more unreal, like I'm losing touch with something real. Maybe roads were built for souls like mine, people always leaving things behind. Still the night keeps pulling me ahead, toward a place where every light is dead. Drive faster through the pouring dark, till the silence tears my mind apart. Heavy rain flooding every lane, washing out the damage and the pain. No destination going up ahead, only endless highways painted dead. If the dawn never reaches my eyes, I'll keep chasing shadows through the night.
Packed train shaking underneath the night, faces glowing pale beneath white lights. People laughing somewhere near the door, still I never felt this far before. Voices crash together in the air, but nobody notices I'm there. Hands shoved deeply in my oversized coat, trying hard to keep myself afloat. Phone screens flicker brighter than the rain, empty words repeated in my brain. Everyone connected all the time, still I feel disconnected inside. The street reflections smear across the glass, blurred strangers disappear as we pass. I keep staring at my tired shoes, like they know exactly what I lose. Surrounded by 1,000 different souls, still the silence never lets me go. Every crowded room just feels the same, like I'm standing outside the frame. Cold nights pressing heavy on my chest, while everybody else pretends to rest. If I vanished in the middle of this town, would anyone even slow down? Birthday candles burning in the dark, fake smiles glowing underneath the sparks. People talking over louder songs, while I wonder where I went wrong. Photograph frozen in flashing white, everyone looks perfectly alive. Meanwhile something hollow underneath keeps on pulling harder at me. Late bus rattles through the pouring storm, window fog wraps around my form. I draw shapes that disappear too fast, like every memory I couldn't grasp. Someone asks if everything's alright, I just nod and say I'm fine tonight. Then the silence crawls back through my veins, sharper than a freezing rain. Surrounded by 1,000 different souls, still the silence never lets me go. Every crowded room just feels the same, like I'm standing outside the frame. Cold nights pressing heavy on my chest, while everybody else pretends to rest. If I vanished in the middle of this town, would anyone even slow down? Traffic lights flicker red and blue, strangers pass like ghosts that drift right through. Every voice fades into distant sound, while my thoughts keep dragging downward. Maybe I was built to disappear, fade away while everybody's near. Still I walk beneath the frozen skies, with a storm hidden in my train slides slowly down the rusted rails. Black umbrellas drifting through the pale. Cold shoes soaked from wandering too long. City air tastes bitter after dark. Dim bars glowing somewhere down the block. Fading music leaking from the docks. Every puddle mirrors broken lights. Stretching through another sleepless night. Hands buried deep inside a torn up coat. Breathing clouds while passing strangers smoke. Nobody looks up or says a word. Only distant engines can be heard. Wet asphalt shining underneath the storm. Everything familiar feels withdrawn. I keep drifting through the empty lanes, trying hard to outrun all the pain. Dark rain falling on this lonely town, washing every shadow, feeling down. Every drop keeps echoing my thoughts, like the sky remembers what I lost. Cold wind cutting straight across my skin, pulling all the hidden chaos in. If I walk until the morning comes, will this heavy darkness finally numb? Traffic lights blinking, tired shades of red. Ghost-like figures passing overhead. Subway stairs covered up in grime. Still I keep on wasting all this time. Old motel buzzing weak beside the street. Rainwater flooding in my feet. Cracked up posters hanging by a thread, like forgotten pieces in my head. Far away a siren starts to cry. Thunder shaking through the charcoal sky. Every shadow stretching long and thin. Feels like something crawling underneath. Keep headphones humming low against my ears, trying hard to drown out all the fear. But the silence hiding in between, it's a little harder than it seems. Dark rain falling on this lonely town, washing every shadow, feeling down. Every drop keeps echoing my thoughts, like the sky remembers what I lost. Cold wind cutting straight across my skin, pulling all the hidden chaos in. If I walk until the morning comes, will this heavy darkness finally numb? Street dogs sleeping near the corner store. Broken signs sway slowly in the storm. Every step splashes through the flood, mixing rainwater with tired blood. Maybe nights like this were made for me, half alive and barely meant to be. Still the storm keeps dragging me ahead through the hollow city painted dead. Dark rain drowning every distant sound, leaving only static all around. Heavy skies collapsing over me, like the world forgot to let me breathe. Cold streets stretching farther every mile, hiding every fracture with a smile. If the storm consumes me by first light, I'll dissolve